groundwater is contaminated, yes. Surface water is contaminated, yes. Bottled water is contaminated, yes. Sea water is contaminated, yes. River water is contaminated, yes. Pond water, lake water, every source of water is contaminated. That's what I mentioned. Everybody lives downstream. Nobody lives upstream. So somebody else's waste will come to us. Somebody else's wasteful behavior or environmentally unfriendly behavior will impact us. If they improve their behavior, then we will have better life. If we and people above us also improve our behavior, then people who are below, they will get better quality of life. Since nothing can be done, let's not do anything. Since nothing has been done, let me do something is the answer.
Let's start off with the Q&A round right now. The first question, I'm going to unmute Mr. Shmuel.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting and insightful presentation. And I want to ask you how, according to your opinion, education system can support effective engagement community in projects of environmental entrepreneurship.
Education system can promote community engagement and also the entrepreneurship in environmental sector. So one way which we have been adopting is campus eco bazaar, where environmentally friendly products are displayed by those people who make them in the campus, make them outside, but they are displayed in the campus and promoted in the campus. To create a campus eco bazaar. While eco bazaar could be a one-day activity, there is eco mart in the campus, which is a continuous ecologically acceptable products sale point in the campus. Eco bazaar could be managed by the students themselves. When the student in purchasing and selling ecologically acceptable or environmentally friendly products, then what is environmentally friendly in terms of the product that I am buying? So whenever they are going to the market, they are looking at whether they are adding waste by buying that product, whether they are, after the product is used, is it at the end of the life, when you do the life cycle analysis, the product is going to be environmentally friendly even at the end of the life. That means it joins the soil and doesn't disturb the soil. It is part of the nature and it doesn't disturb the nature quality of environment. So that is the idea. The students get involved in purchasing, making and selling and buying of ecologically sustainable, environmentally friendly products. Thank you. That was a good question. And in fact, that's the centrality of the discussion.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to now invite Wishwa's founder, Shivani Malapati, to continue the Q&A session.
Thank you. It was a wonderful talk.
Thank you.
We have a plastic ban. How is it that we're not able to implement it, a single-use plastic ban?
There are two reasons which primarily are there. One which is cited and one which is also there. That which is cited is that the product is coming from the neighboring state. While our state is good, neighboring state is not so good in terms of its regulation. That's what every state would say. So this is one issue. Second issue is that plastic manufacturing is not a big factory. It is the size of the plastic manufacturing unit is half the table size. You just require 2x4 or 3x3 size space for making a plastic bag. So keeping that in mind, if you are looking at the plastic manufacturing units, they are like cottage industry. And it's very difficult to regulate a cottage industry because they are universal. They are not easily traceable. So that is the context. Second reason is that, which people say, is that alternative is not available. What we are working on is alternatives. What we are talking about is bag culture and bin culture. Bring your own bag. And we are making the children to stitch bags in the school. We are having bag stitching competitions for college and school students. Lakhs of bags are being made by the children in the schools and colleges. So we should have the supply of these bags overpowering the demand. Then what happens is nobody will say, where is the bag? People will have to use the bag. We'll have to create so much of supply. And for making a cloth bag, you just require cloth. Doesn't mean that it should be good quality, fresh and new cloth. It could be old sari or old cloth or old clothing material, which has been used for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It could be as old as 10 years also. Bags could be made from that. Once we have the supply of those type of bags, which can be put in the pocket, which can be put in the money purse, and when they become very, very commonly available, then the plastic ban implementation becomes easy. And then public abhorrence, which I mentioned earlier in case of the cigarettes, smoking. People these days don't smoke as a fashion. Some people smoke, but hidingly. They don't show off smoking because generally public abhorrence is people hate people who smoke. So in the same fashion, when you can build that public abhorrence to those who carry plastic carry bag or seek plastic carry bags, then automatically you will have change in behavior. But we are only worried that it will take longer.
So how do we bring in a top-down and a bottom-up awareness and to such that we can move from a soft state to a hard state? Are there any ideas you could suggest, especially because you've been in this field for a long time and you've experimented with a lot of trial and error?
One way is when people are doing awareness programs, you also have to look for the brand ambassadors for your idea. The brand ambassador, if you can make your chief minister or your education minister or your industry minister brand ambassador, then it will have some impact. But what impacts more is practice itself, showing the practice itself, demonstration of the practice itself. And more practice leads to more and more practice. That is the advantage of practice. So you have to show practice and you have to see all door delivery, flip, Blinkit, they've all shifted to paper bags. Within no time, all of them have shifted to paper bags. So it is possible that you can regulate large companies or large firms, but it is difficult to regulate the smaller ones or people who are working on the roadside. If you see any of the big shopping malls or shops, all of them have shifted from plastic to the paper bags. So it's they feel it as a responsibility also. One way is the industry itself responding. Second is creating the brand ambassadors. Political brand ambassadors are also required. Political statement by the politicians about the against the plastic waste is also essential repeatedly. But if what is more important is whether they practice it or not. If we show that so and so is practicing, chief minister is practicing this, education minister is practicing anti-plastic, she has reduced. We had the chief secretary Shanti Kumari madam. She was practicing and plastic-free secretariat. She in fact campaigned and she insisted that every department should have. See, people were buying bottles, so bottle drinking water. So she got the drinking water dispensers installed and water purifiers installed, cleanup timetable maintained. So any change requires lot of effort. So she put in so much of effort. She had, being a chief secretary, she interacted with the secretaries, she interacted with the joint secretary and section officer level officers also. We had awareness programs and interaction with the security staff. We had interaction with the cleaning staff. Just to handle secretariat, we had to do a campaign of more than 1 month. But then it all meant that we had an officer and that officer was insisting on that. And she could even make the chief minister say he also boycotts plastic. Or he gives orders saying that every department in their purchasing, they should ensure that there should not be plastic carry bag or plastic material in their purchasing. So that level, each section, each department has somebody who is handling the purchase. So they were given instructions. So that level of minute details she went up to. So it all depends upon having an officer at the bureaucracy level, and we have present environment minister, who is also very opposing plastic, single-use plastic and plastics. And then she made statement long time back. We had a mayor HMC Banda Kartika, who made statements against plastic carry bags. Actually, the intensity of the problem is very high. That requires bigger level of action. Bigger level of action gives confidence to people or makes people alert and respond. If just some words by some people, some small examples, they will not inspire action. That is the challenge that we are facing. So in the schools, there is now a movement, no plastic movement. So no plastic bottle is allowed, no plastic bag is allowed. So children are getting their own steel bottles, they are getting their steel glasses. There's a small movement starting with people getting their own plates also, so that you are not dependent on single-use plastic plates or single-use plates. So the point is, we need to have campaign with some examples of people doing work on a larger scale. That scale makes a lot of difference. Confidence also increases because of the scale, gives the scale which gives us the intensity of the response, right? Thank you.
Plastic free plus hidden reality. We are all trying to reduce single use plastic in bags and packages, but one area often ignored is plastic in drinking water systems, tanks, filters, storage pipes. How can institutions ensure plastic free hydration as part of an environmental sustainability?
Yeah, presently we don't have which are steel or which are non-plastic, and their refills anyway are not single use. They are multiple use, and they are not anywhere littered. What is the problem is the bottles which we are using, that is the PET bottles. So the PET bottles are definitely an issue. One method which Cutlural has adopted is that if you carry your PET bottle, then you are charged money, and they give you bottle with water. And if you return back the bottle, they will return back money. So the bottle is recycled. Bottle is reused several times. It is glass bottle, and they have stopped the single-use plastic bottles. See, places like Tiruvalla, the tourist places, it is very difficult to clean up. For example, if somebody throws in the valley, who is going to clean up going down the valley? I was asked to do a survey and study the intensity of problem in Vijayawada Kanakadurgamma temple. Just throw their waste down the hill. It doesn't reach the bottom from where it can be cleaned. It is in between. Who is going to go there and clean up? Who is going to clean up all along the railway tracks? Who is going to clean up in the forests where the vehicles are driven? So if people have this tendency of littering, it doesn't work. So we have to store our waste in our vehicle or whichever transport that we are traveling, and put it at the end of the journey in the dustbin that is there. So there are habits also which are to be changed, or which are new habits which are to be formed. This is separate effort required in this direction.
Cultural plus water pollution. Clay Ganesh idols protect our water bodies, but the water we drink daily is also getting contaminated by our lifestyle choices. How can we bring water safety into mainstream sustainability campaigns?
Water we drink gets treated and tested and certified before it gets supplied to us. So it is not directly given from any source. The public water supply systems do not function on that basis. So whether it is Hyderabad Metro Water or any place, please remember this point, that the water supplied by Metro Water Supply is better than many times the bottled water that we are buying or the dispenser water that we are buying. We have tested it several times. We found that the big cans that we are buying, getting the water in 25, 30 liters cans, water, when we test that, there are nitrates and phosphates in it. Nitrates and phosphates in water indicate the presence of the human source of contamination, which could be the wash surfactants or the fecal contamination. But our difficulty is maintaining the pipelines. When it is pushed from the source into the pipeline, the quality of water is very good. But if there are damages to the pipeline, if there are leakages to the pipeline, if there are areas where the sewer line and the pipeline, drinking water pipeline are damaged or get one source and the other source gets connected, that is where the difficulty is. But otherwise, you should be assured that the public water supply system gives very good quality of water.
How can we trust organic products? Is there any standard regarding products, especially with the borewells contaminated? How can we trust? Even if people say 15 years, 20 years, we have not used the farm, we are using only no pesticides. How can we trust when there are certain chemicals which once used don't leave the soil for hundreds of years, or when the water is contaminated?
Oh, it's always comparative. What is better? So what is available? Best available is better. You don't need to really be worried about these things. For instance, in the groundwater in Nalgonda district, you have fluoride. Groundwater has fluoride in Nalgonda, we may not be concerned. But the rice which we are getting from Nalgonda has fluoride in it. The vegetables which you and me are using are from Nalgonda, are grown in Nalgonda. So they also have fluoride. So it's always improvement over what has been there. So if somebody is saying this is organic, then we blindly trust it and use it till we find that something else better than that is available. Instead of doubting it and not doing anything, it is always better to adopt what is available. Borewell is contaminated, yes. Groundwater is contaminated, yes. Surface water is contaminated, yes. Bottled water is contaminated, yes. Sea water is contaminated, yes. River water is contaminated, yes. Pond water, lake water, every source of water is contaminated. That's what I mentioned. Everybody lives downstream. Nobody lives upstream. So somebody else's waste will come to us. Somebody else's wasteful behavior or environmentally unfriendly behavior will impact us. If they improve their behavior, then we will have better life. If we and people above us also improve our behavior, then people who are below, they will get better quality of life. So organic food also is like that. There are several issues about organic food. But if you're talking about other sources of pollution, rest assured that they're not going to give RO water to the plants or agriculture. So that is not going to happen. That will make agriculture unviable and it will be water intensive, very, very water intensive. You know that RO water would mean 6 times wastage of water, and that is not possible in this agriculture sector. There are difficulties. We will circumvent those difficulties with the improvement in technology over a period of time, with more ideas coming in, more evidences coming in, and more research happening. We will improve upon. Let's be optimistic. If you are looking in the environment sector, of course, there is a pessimism, but that pessimism should also get us into an action and push us into optimism than getting into the cycle of pessimism. And hence, since nothing can be done, let's not do anything is not the answer. Since nothing has been done, let me do something is the answer.
I've heard there's somebody called an IS officer called Mr. Vijay who's converting 12 lakh into natural farming in Andhra. Would you be able to enlighten us a little bit about this?
See, he has been in the combined state also. See, the zero budget natural farming, non-pesticide farming is something which he's promoting. So, Subhash Palekar has a method of zero budget natural farming using the cow manure and cow source of manure. They don't use pesticide at all. Earlier, we also had this permaculture, permanent agriculture. They think that if there's pest, then pest will eat part of it, and pest will be eaten by the birds. There's a nature cycle. The nature cycle will handle it instead of getting into the nature cycle and disturbing the nature cycle. If 10% of our grain will be eaten by the pest. Let that pest be eaten. Let the pest eat it and use the conventional methods of the or organic pesticides or neem-based or soap nut-based prevention methods for the pest attacks. Or you have traps, pest traps, light-based pest traps, mechanical pest traps. You trap the pest and protect the crop is the method that they adopt, and it's quite effective. Only thing is the impact of these things is that the immediate impact is that you lose revenue because there is certain amount of crop loss. But long-term impact is very good because your cycle of using pesticide and more pesticide and more pesticide, many more bags of pesticide, you are breaking that cycle. That is the advantage. You can break that cycle.
So the next question is from, would you like to ask your question, Mr. Nasir, about the wastage of resources? Because today many products are designed to fail.
My question is, as you told me, as you were speaking about the resources, wastage of resources, nowadays all the products are made to last only for 1 year or 2 year maximum. Warranty of 1 year, warranty of 2, and one part is like not working, the whole machine is wasted. So, and you told me about this plastic can last longer. So because I am studying, I want to make some changes. I'm preparing it with steel. So it will last for 20, 25 years. You know, like in our old days, we used to know that a refrigerator is working for 30 years, 40 years. It is not getting even fan was not getting damaged. Nowadays, everything which we are using is made just to last for few years. So we have to take this also into consideration.
Yes, you're right. Keeping that in mind itself, this aspect of circularity has come in, that the products are being made to last for a short period. And we also have fads of replacing the fridge even if it is working. Okay. So that's the difficulty that we are facing. People would like to have the fridge of the size of one room, if possible. And people would like to have two rooms size fridge also, if possible. They think that they can keep everything in the house in the fridge. That type of attitude is there. So the people are replacing older fridges with the newer fridges, new designs. The marketing function is based on this aspect that we have to make you buy. Okay. And the latest methodology is that it should not last long. Only when it doesn't last long, you will buy new one. They will make in a way that it doesn't last long.
Right.
Keeping this in mind itself, the regulatory system has come up with this aspect of circularity. So you can change the color of fridge. Without changing the fridge, you can change the color of the fridge. Or you can add something to the fridge. We are only talking about fridge, but we can talk about anything else also. Sometimes the repair is costlier than the new fridge itself. So you would prefer buying a new fridge. And they say something like buyback mechanism, where if you buy new fridge, it will be some money, and if you give the old fridge also, you will get some 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees discount. We are getting rid of the fridge and also buying a new fridge. That's what we think. Anyway, that's how the trade functions.
That is the point I'm saying, because these marketing and the corporates, they are selling things like a printer selling cheaply, but ink is costing more. Similarly, a small parts is not working. They want you to replace the complete part.
Yes.
So we want to
Yes.
break. That's my point. Because
Yes.
most of the material, when we use steel, if you use steel, it will last you 30 years. Only small parts like sensors or some small parts is not working, we can replace it. So that was my concern. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes. Thank you.
రూల్స్ ఏం పెట్టలేరండి టు ఎక్స్టెండ్ ది లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ది టెలిఫోన్స్ ఆర్ ది ఏసీస్ ఆర్ ద ఫోన్ ఆర్ ది ఫ్రిడ్జెస్
That ఈ పాయింట్ ఇస్ టెక్నాలజీ కూడా ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతూ వస్తుంది కదా. మొదట్లో 1 స్టార్ రేటింగ్ తో ఉండే ఎలక్ట్రికల్ అప్లయన్సెస్ వచ్చాయి. తర్వాత 2 స్టార్, 3 స్టార్, 4 స్టార్, 5 స్టార్, 6 స్టార్. సో మార్కెటింగ్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్ కూడా మెథడాలజీ వాడుకుంటుంది. So he will be coming out with a new product. If you have, there are many times the old product is still functioning. But you have purchased a new product also. So presently, responsibility of the producer వేస్ట్ మీద కొంతవరకు వచ్చింది. ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ టువర్డ్స్ ద వేస్ట్ దట్ ఈస్ జనరేటెడ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ది యూసేజ్ ఆర్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ యూసేజ్ ఆఫ్ ది product. But if it is in a usable condition, then there are still no rules. Okay. Extending the life of the product, they have not yet done anything with the rules.
Miss Mrinal Gauri, can you please ask your question?
Thank you, ma'am. I am assistant professor in environmental science at Tuzaram Satyarsan College, Baramati, Maharashtra. My question was, nowadays entrepreneurship and much more talk is going on, that students should be part of internships, they should go for on-job training. Sir, which upcoming green roles do you think will explode in next 5 years, and which ones will die faster than a plastic-free startup without funding? Thank you.
That's a very interesting question. See, one role which will continue to be there is waste management. Okay, roles will increase, roles will diversify in that area. See, earlier we didn't have e-waste management. Today we have e-waste management also. Earlier we didn't have plastic waste management as an issue. We have plastic waste management as an issue right now. So different types of waste, as the segregation of waste happens, different types of waste management also will become popular and will become essential. As population increases, as intensity of waste increases, the opportunities in waste management also will increase. So startups in the waste management sector, whether it is paper waste management or plastic waste management or wood waste management or metal waste management or cloth waste management, as Madam was mentioning about biomedical waste management. In biomedical waste, we also have the expired medicines which are there lying in everybody's house, managing that type of waste. Okay. So each of them have an opportunity. With the increase in awareness, with the increasing insistence of people to comply with the environmental norms, there'll be more environmentally friendly behavior. If we are not insisting, if we are not pressurizing, if the media is not questioning, if nobody is questioning, then the opportunities are very few. So as an environmental sciences teacher, when you are talking to students, ask them to explore while they are in your college. Ask them to look at the sectors where waste is managed very effectively, whether it is compostable waste or recycling waste. So compostable waste, how agriculture waste is composted, how vegetable waste is composted, the fruit market, the fish market waste, slaughterhouse waste management, how these of waste are there. One person consistently working in one sector will be able to make a mark in that sector, will develop methods of managing the work in that sector much more economically, much more effectively. See, initially what happens is it looks not very profitable because we have no efficiency. We have not developed the economic method of handling it. Over a period of time, when we are consistently working on something, we develop economically efficient method and the work becomes economically viable also. So you have to only tell people that don't lose heart, lage raho.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to first of all thanks for mentioning Conocarpus because I'm from Vadodara, Gujarat, and 9 years back the story of Conocarpus started in my town, and now those are as big as fully grown neem trees. And now the Supreme Court has passed order on banning it, and it's being removed slowly and eventually. Sir, I'd like to ask, as activist, as a common man, how do I go about dealing with the government to curb future projects like these, like where we can go ahead and stop them from planting trees like Conocarpus? Because most top tier activists in my region or place are protesting, but we are worried about NSA detention or anything that sort of things. And we also know the environmental repercussions, which are very strongly affecting right now. So how do we go about curbing such future projects from the government side in a more cooperative way?
See, intentions may not be bad. Intentions of the government officers may not be bad. So we don't question their intentions. But the difficulty is that they are working mechanically towards reaching a particular goal. That is where the Conocarpus thing has come up. See, technology is, as I mentioned to you earlier, technology is evolving continuously. So your research also is continuously informing you about the impact of using a particular technology. So when you are adopting a technology, you need to be continuously be doing research in that particular area so that you will know the impact of that. See, before Conocarpus, we had shallow roots trees. These shallow roots trees were falling off with small rain or small air, small wind. Also, they were falling off. So then our forest officers went in search of deep root trees. That is where they found Conocarpus as the solution. So shallow root trees answer was this Conocarpus. Now Conocarpus, we need to look for answer. See, I have asthmatic problem coming from the Conocarpus trees. Myself, I got impacted. So I asked my community to remove it. They said they cannot do it. It's greenery, they will not do it. There is no law. I said, I'm not worried about the law. I will pay for it. And if somebody comes, if the forest department comes and fines me, I'm ready to pay the fine. And I got the Conocarpus trees cut. And I replaced them with the badam trees there. And badam trees now are grown up. It's all happened in the last 1.5 years, 2 years. After I have done it, everybody in our community, which has 46 houses, that gated community, all 46 villas have started asking that remove Conocarpus from our. The community had taken a decision that, okay, all of you pay for it. This is going to cost so much. Replacement will cost so much. You pay for it, some 2.5 lakhs or 3.3 lakhs. People have paid for it. Not for no fault of them, everybody had paid it. So point is, it's replacement we need to work for. We had to work for. What is better today is only best available. It is not the best forever. Something else will come. And that would be definitely showing us what were the ill effects of that earlier best. Earlier best had its own ill effects. Right?
Thank you so much.
Sir, actually, local bodies are responsible to regulate plastic waste and other waste. There are rules and regulations, but they are not enforcing that rules and regulations very seriously. So, and government is also not enforcing them for do the things. So, what can government do more?
Political agenda. If government
Yes.
finds political benefit out of pushing it, they will do it. If local bodies find it politically necessary, they will do it. So we have to make it politically important for the local body to do it. Then they will definitely do it. Whether you ask or I ask, whether none of us ask also, they will do it.